Ravi, it's coming in. Check. YouTube. Check. Yeah. Hmm? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's coming in YouTube.
Sir, is my face visible? Sudhakar, sir.
Sir.
Is my face visible?
Your face is not visible. Only photograph is visible now. Only photo.
Hmm?
Yeah, now it is coming. Yeah. Now it is okay. Visible. Visible. Yes. Institution is visible. Right.
Okay, sir. Let's start. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Arun Shekhar, Assistant Professor, Department of ECE, convener for this International Student Development Program. I feel privileged to welcome you all for this International Student Development Program on Learn Python for Your Bright Career, organized by Department of ECE, GMR Institute of Technology, Rajam, from 7th September to 15th September 2020. I feel happy to introduce all the coordinators for this International Student Development Program, Dr. A. Sudhakar, Associate Professor, Department of ECE, and Mr. P. Ravikumar, Senior Assistant Professor, Department of ECE. So, next, it's my great pleasure to welcome our respected resource person, Dr. Oviya Ramasamy, SenOvi Software Consultants, USA, for our today's session to address the participants with his valuable words. Totally 1,200 plus participants registered for this International Student Development Program. Various registrations from all over the state, starting from Kashmir to Kerala in India, are registered for this Student Development Program. Now, I request our coordinator, Dr. Sudhakar sir, to welcome our resource person with his valuable words. Sudhakar sir, please.
Okay, sir. Good evening, ma'am. It's my privilege to welcome our resource person, Dr. Oviya Ramasamy, today for the great session of today's SDP. Dr. Oviya Ramasamy is an experienced programmer in building robust and innovative banking products with a proven track of leading development teams in meeting time critical business goals and industry standards. The languages known are Python, C#, VB.NET, Java, J2E, C++, ASP, .NET, ASP, JSP, Web Services, XML, and so on. The databases, Oracle, Sybase, SQL Server. The scripting languages, JavaScript, VBScript, HTML, CSS, HTML. Other languages, shell scripting, C, Perry, Visual Basic 6.0, Oracle, PL, SQL, COBOL, Pascal. And investment banking industry, New York City from 2004 to present, up to present. And he's an architect and lead developer for complex and critical financial projects. Wrote multi-threaded, type-safe, object-oriented, high-performance systems, trained teammates and users on latest technology, complex custom-built projects, ability to code in Python, C#, Java, VB.NET, Oracle, PL, SQL, as well MS SQL Server, ASC, optimized previously developed applications so as to improve the performance by advanced object-oriented concepts available in .NET, comprehensively provide technical recommendations to fellow members of different countries, utilize .NET framework features such as multi-threading, network-based, serialization, generics, team led in significantly large .NET conversion projects from legacy systems, work closely with development teams both in the US and worldwide, built a simple web crawler program to be part of company intranet using C# and developed interoperable WCF services and have hosted them on both Windows app, use encryption algorithms, credentials to intensify security in WCF services, worked with a wide range of business line operations users, trading desks in Vault, developed a project that reconcile front office, back office systems and list disperse, integrated specific functional modules written in multiple technologies, Python, C# and Java, automated the daily generation of trade applications, monitoring reports bank-wide, or wrote sophisticated database structures, store procedures and triggers, provided high-end level production systems support, analyze and help refine code of other junior developers, proactively monitor systems for optimum performance and capacity constraints. So now I welcome Dr. Oviya Ramasamy to take the session. Ma'am, please, you can take over, ma'am. Ma'am, we are.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am, right, ma'am.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
Reverend dignitaries of the great institution, respected HOD of the ECE department, Professor Dr. M.V. Nageshwara Rao Garu, dear Dr. Arun sir, all the Nobel professors and the staff members, and most importantly, my ever dearest student community, greetings everyone. GMRIT is located on a serene atmosphere in a beautiful state of Andhra Pradesh, India. For my love of Telugu language, non-native speakers, kindly bear with me for a moment. I swear that throughout this course, we will be using English as the medium of communication. Andariki namaskaram. Na peru Oviya Ramasamy andi. Nenu basically Tamil ammayini, kani నాకు తెలుగు బాగా అలవాటు. నా హోమ్ టౌన్ కోయంబత్తూరు, తమిళనాడులో. It's also fondly known as the Manchester of Tamil Nadu. చాలా మంది తెలుగు వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు కదా కోయంబత్తూరులో. All G.D. Naidu, famous, like people in the world were in Coimbatore. So చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి నాకు తెలుగు బాగా నచ్చిన లాంగ్వేజ్. ఇంకా ఒక రీజన్ పాపులారిటీ ఆఫ్ తెలుగు మూవీస్ అండి. I have a large circle of Telugu speaking friends both in the United States of America and India. So please accept me as your dear friend during the entire webinar series. Please feel free to ask your questions either in English or your Andamaina Telugu Bhashalo. Questions are welcome in Tamil also, as it's my mother tongue kandi. My whole idea behind volunteering these sort of free webinars is it's quite easy to learn anything when taught well. I always thank my teachers for who I am today. So far, I have lived appreciating my college professors, particularly HOD Madam, Mrs. A. Maniktai Madam, Mr. UMR Ravi Sir, Ravichandran Sir, and Mr. Shubhalan Sir, who taught computer science to a biology student like me with high aspirations of becoming a doctor rather than a physician. The solid foundations that I received from my college professors on computer programming, artificial intelligence, operations research, operating systems, database administrations, some 20 years ago has still date helped me. My professors have been kind to be so supportive of me and many thousand students, like including me. I am blessed to seek their guidance even today. My sincere salutations are there for all my teachers throughout my life. One most important mentor I am always grateful for is Mr. Anjaneyulu Pottamsethi Garu, the sole reason behind the start of my software career in Society General New York in 2004. Most of the things that Sir read about me from my resume, I didn't expect that, was a one-page resume that I forwarded. I didn't expect. Thank you so much, sir, that you were kind enough to read the whole thing. I appreciate it. So Mr. Anju Pottamsethi, sir, is my mentor and he's like my elder brother. He's also from Vijayawada. And he had graduated with the Masters of Technology, MTech, in the 1990s, I believe. From the same university that GMRIT is affiliated with, the prestigious Jawaharlal Nehru Technology University, Kakinada, India. So my only request to you all would be, please appreciate all your teachers and mentors for being that beacon of life, throughout your life. They are the beacon of light. We always remember like Mata, Pita, Guru, and Acharya Devo Bhava. So September 5th was Teachers' Day. Since it was a weekend, we missed starting our webinar series on that day. Anyways, to me, every day is Teachers' Day, as teachers are our hope, right? I try my best to be kind and helpful, like my gurus, who I will always remember throughout my life. Dear Dr. Arun sir, you're like my younger brother. You're, like little younger than my youngest brother. I have two brothers. So, I can address you by your name, but still, I would call you Dr. Arun sir. Thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity. I appreciate it wholeheartedly. Congratulations, Arun sir, for your awesome work in coordinating so many successful webinars with amazing high-profile resource people. Arun sir, you're truly a great asset to GMRIT. And my dear students, I have mentioned my LinkedIn ID for you all to connect with me and my network of professionals. I'm very excited and pleased to be your guide for this webinar series on Python. I hope you will gain more wisdom, during and after the completion of this power-packed webinar series. All right, wonderful. Let's move on to the next slide. All right. Okay. By now, we all must know that Python is a computer programming language. Just wanted to make sure that everyone is aware of what we are talking about, right? Looking at this slide, we see some circus name. Well, that was the decision of Mr. Guido van Rossum, author of our Dear Python. Yes, you're hearing that right. Okay, this is a great Dutch scientist that named this powerful language after a powerful, it's very popular comedy series called the Monty Circus from many decades ago, even before I was born. I believe, he wanted some name that's peculiar and very catchy, so which is why he chose this. Isn't that interesting? Correct? So now with the same humor and same fun-filled, enthusiasm, we will all learn Python. For the best of my knowledge, I have tried to accumulate as much information as possible from a beginner level to the advanced level. So you can always reach out. My LinkedIn ID is there. My email is there. I can help to the best I could. Now please be happy to face the job market. With this knowledge, definitely I'm positive that you would be able to take up most most companies interviews with ease. All right, moving on to the next slide. I have two laptops, to toggle one to the the TV behind me, and then this the presentation on a different laptop though. So let's just move on to slide number 3. Okay. So Python is an open source, high level, multi-paradigm programming language. Wow. Open source, meaning it's free for use. No licensing is needed. With all the source code that's available for anyone to look at. Ain't that amazing? Yeah, it's free. And high level, right? High level meaning more user-friendly and independent of the computer's hardware architecture. Multi-paradigm means that it can be a mix of different styles of programming constructs. Object-oriented like C++, Java, procedural like Pascal, C, functional like SQL, Scala, reflective like C#, VB.NET, Julia, imperative like Fortran, Algol. Excellent. So isn't this a list of a combination of the famous languages used for system administration, scientific computing, developing applications for desktop, web games, web development games, and web scraping, scripting languages in image processing, and much more. So Python can be used to efficiently do it all, which is one reason for its popularity. Python seems to surpass all other programming languages, which is, whatever is reflected in the graph that's shown here. So what are we waiting for? We must learn Python. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, fantastic. I don't have a lot of slides because, it's just the theory part. So, I have a lot more to show. So, I'm kind of rushing. You can always refer this. Now, let's not forget that Python is a case-sensitive language, and Python uses indentation to indicate a block of code. Official website is python.org, where we can download, refer to the documentation, check all the Python packages from the index, look for jobs. There is even an online console, look at your message that I've displayed. Instead of hello world, I wanted to do this. Hello GMR, Institute of Technology. Isn't that your temple, your educational institution, your own world? Cool, right? So hello GMR IT. Now, moving on to this. So this will be the site, okay? So do not look any further. Go on the site. This is enormous information. During the course of time, you will actually get to know where and how we can look for documentation. Okay, I know there is a zillion, YouTubers, there's so many good things, good resources available everywhere. But your starting point would be here in case you're a beginner. Even for advanced, we always refer to the documentation from here. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Slide number 5. Okay, so many companies rely on Python. There are thousands of packages pre-built on libraries, making Python one of the best used language for most trending fields, including artificial intelligence and data science. I know that GMR IT has an AI lab recently open. I saw it on the news. I have it actually, and it's as a surprise in one of our, programs that I'll be showing, showing to you all in a little while. So that's pretty much it. Okay, rest of them or whatever is in the slide will be your notes. I'm not going to read them over. Let's not waste more time. Let's move on to the slide. Next slide, slide number 6. We have a simple comparison between C++ and Python. Likewise between Java and Python on the slide. One most important issue is Python is slow as it is interpreter run. It is not compiled initially. If you want to do that, there are specialized ways of doing it, but generally please remember Python is interpreter run, and it is dynamically typed. Meaning data types, okay, dynamically data typed, generally it's a term that's, so far, whatever I have in this, slide will again be your notes, okay. Let's move on to one more important slide, object-oriented programming, OOPS, or OOPS, okay, generally we call it as OOPS, but in the United States, OOPS means like, oh, sorry, something happened like that. So, but object-oriented programming language. So the main idea behind object-oriented programming is simplicity, code reusability, extendability, and security, which is achieved through encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, and polymorphism. Okay, in this slide, we have code comparison done between Java and Python. Let us remember that multiple inheritance is supported in Python, similar to C++, unlike Java, which does not support the same through classes. Java allows multiple inheritance only through interfaces. To avoid, deadly diamond problem, that's not what we need right now. Let's only focus on our dear Python. So perfect. Everything in Python is an object, okay? Everything in Python has methods, functions, values, attributes. Great. In the slide, we have a simple example of an alien, like an alien spaceship or, whatever you call, like an aircraft or a spacecraft with some attributes and behaviors listed for you dears, okay, to understand real-time class definition. So, I'm pretty sure that you might have learned, about object-oriented thing before. Object-oriented is just real-time explanation of anything that you say. Moving on to slide number 8. Pretty awesome, huh? While it's always fascinating to know more about the history, the future of Python, as shown here, is happening at present, okay? With big data, artificial intelligence. Again, this is all for your own notes, okay? Let's concentrate more on the practical part in the time that we have. All right, dears? All right, let's move on to the next slide, slide number 9. Excellent. So only 2 more slides after this. Now, we are being told that Python is interpreter run, okay? Meaning every line gets executed during runtime. However, if we want to compile instead of, making it interpreted, our Python program, what we need to do is we can utilize one of the many compilers as shown on this slide. So that's why I wanted to give a list of everything. So Python, whatever you see over there, it's a Python cross compiler to other languages. In addition, we have a list of the famous packages, it says Python has vast development implementation. So these are all the, environments and, famous packages. All right, let's move on to slide number 10. Okay. So there are a lot of resources available. There's so many books, but what I have listed here would be the basic ones. If you are able to understand, most of this, then, you should be good. That's why I wanted to just give you, not overwhelm, like kids like you all with all this information. I was, everyone is a learner, we get to know every day we learn something. All right. So these are all the development. On this side, you see the IDEs, Integrated Development Environment. So today I'll be showing you a couple, in the practical part. So this will be the development tools along with the pricing. There's so many of them. Other than that, what's listed here, the most of them are free for individual use. Please pick one. Pycharm is in fact great. I'm going to be showing Pycharm in a little while. Okay. So here is the list of learning resources, other than all of the YouTube videos that you have, some of the books that are free, I have listed here. Please, utilize all the free resources first. Use your time wisely. Okay. I always say this, to my children. I have 3 kids. They are like, Mommy, you were never a child. I was a child and I'm a child in my heart too. So moving on to our last slide. Okay. That's pretty much it for the slide part, the theory part. Then we're going to get to the practicals. So this slide, all right, shows that Python is great for now and the near future. Let's appreciate the ubiquitous popularity of Python at the moment. However, please note, we know that there is always a better way. Okay, languages like Rust, Go, and Julia are more likely to compete with Python. So in the graph that I have shown there, so this is all from Stack Overflow. There's a famous site, and usually coders, developers, they get on this site. Now, Rust in itself, offers the same kind of safety that Python has. For example, no variable can be accidentally be overwritten. However, Rust solves the performance issue with the concept of ownership and borrowing. It's also the most loved programming language of the last few years, according to Stack Overflow Insights. Okay, that's why I wanted to show that graph in the thing. So we have to learn Python now, as of now, but there are tough competition coming. And, once you get to know, you will actually, realize that, there are better ways to improve. So since Python is actually open source and, there's always a community that's going to be improving stuff. is why, you know, there are more and more packages other than the standard packages that are available. So Python was actually, you know, like, I didn't even learn Python in college, you know, it was available, but by then Java was more popular. But what I meant to say is, you know, this language has been there for so long, you know, it catched up more popularity in the recent years. That's why everyone, you know, like has it added in the curriculum. Likewise, Go is great for beginners, you know, like Python. And it's so simple that, you know, even it's easier to maintain the code. And, you know, Go developers are among the highest paid programmers on the job market as of now. So the other language that I chose to list here is Julia. Julia is a very new language that competes, you know, head on with Python. It, you know, fills the gap of the large-scale technical computations, especially one, you know, people would have used Python or MATLAB, and, you know, they might have used some of C++ libraries. But, you know, Julia, instead of juggling between languages, you know, does it all. So, my dears, let's actually, you know, like pay attention to the practical part. Hold on a second, I want to just, okay. I want to just leave it like that, and then, you know, like, okay. So I'm going to be I'm going to be disabling this for now, the camera and everything. And I want to make sure that okay, so we are pretty much done in with our theory part. Now we're going to go to the practical part. Okay, so like I said, python.org. Is everyone able to see? Hopefully, because I see the red line. So I'm just going to continue on. So this would be the site that I referenced a few minutes ago rather. So, okay, yeah, python.org, and then you want to download. This would be the latest. I think I have 3.8.4 on my, you know, the laptop that I'm going to be showing you, this laptop right here. How do I know? I click on yes, my shell. All right. So what do we see here? It says 3.8.4, and then this is ideally, meaning Python's integrated development environment. Now I'm going to be giving the famous print hello GMR IT world. Okay. Perfect. Now, what do we do here? We can do pretty much anything that can be done in other IDEs. All right. Now, if I were to open a program, immediately what we see here is it's taking me to the drive where Python's DLLs, documents, libraries, scripts, and all are there. We are not going to get in there. I'm going to be showing you something else, something fascinating. Okay, let's open this. Let's not get into this as of yet, okay? The code, I mean, do not be worried about what's in here. Don't worry about that. You will definitely know. Now I'm just going to run this. Okay. Basically, as the name says, the program, it says that I am going to start a web server. So what do? I go on localhost. What do I say? Voila. You see, GMR's official website. I wrote some HTML, and I grabbed, a few of the pictures that were available on the web. So this, I believe, is all of the dignitaries from a convocation. So I think the principal and everyone is here. I'm not familiar with, the names as of yet. So see, I told you that the artificial intelligence lab that was launched in GMR IT was on news, right? And we actually have a reference over here to that. Now, so, and I also wanted to actually pull up Dr. HOD Sir's ECE department's profile. I'm able to see that. So this is all from GMR IT's website. Similarly, we have our dear Dr. Arun Sir's profile too. Wonderful, isn't it? Now, we also wanted to show the list of other department faculty members, including ECE, which is over here. There's quite a few very proficient, teachers, professors rather. Okay, those who are into the teaching field, I always think that they are the, the soul. What do I call, I think they are the god of all the children, right? Without a teacher, no child will be as famous as they are. So what is this local host doing here? And I also have the students, I believe, they were actually taking part in the, where did I even pull this? I think from the job, they got placement and, they have the placement letters on hand. So, and then this is just a route thing. Let's just get on to the code for one moment before, we realize what's going on. Now, this as such is the shell or the IDLE that comes as part of our Python thing. Oh, what's this error? I want to get rid of this. Okay. So what I was saying here was, this ideally actually works well on Windows, Unix, and Mac OS. Okay, so we had a print statement, and then we are going to be seeing other resources like Pycharm, like development environments like Pycharm, and then Jupyter Notebook in a few minutes. However, before that, I wanted to explain this code, right? Whatever you see here over in red is the get. It's trying to get from where? From this is just a file that I have. GMR IT Artificial Intelligence is a file that I have saved, and then it's actually referring to this file, and it's saying some file is not found, whatever. What is going on here? I am able to actually create a web server in Python using these, just this, this is the code, this is it, there's no more. So basically I import from OS, okay, and then I am actually getting these classes, and I'm actually changing the directory to the current directory, and then this alone would do, I'm starting the local host, the server on my computer, this particular environment that I have over here will be listening on port 80. even if you don't give that, automatically it's like that. So that's why when I give localhost, it's able to reference all of this. So I click on here, this redirects me to jmrit.org. There's some festival that's going on, I believe, the Techno Olympiad. Good, very good. Okay, so this is the official website. Now, how are we able to do all this in just a few lines of code? That isn't that amazing? Let me show you. You know what? I can even show that here. You can open as many windows as you can, showing you the, let me show you the HTML. By default, it's going to only show you the Python scripts. So if I say all files over here, and I just choose index.html, this is the HTML code that retrieves all of this information. So I am hosting a web server with these lines of code. Hardly, this would be comment, the one that's with the hashtag, that's comment. Okay, comment statement in Python. Don't worry about anything, during the all of these, 6 more days other than today. I will be teaching more and more. We'll be seeing enormous amount of code, so you will get yourself, used to. Also, you can either practice them today itself, or starting today itself, or you can take your time and do it. I'm always there to help you all. And the presentations, the PowerPoint presentations, most of them has enough information, so you can always use that as a cheat sheet kind of thing. I will also be sharing, more cheat sheets. So, even it's easy to take baby steps. Okay, in Python, it's very easy to start learning. So do not, be scared, and do not think that you have to be finishing off a book and then, start the code. So that's not needed. You can start. First thing that you need to do is start with your Python, download your Python in case you haven't, and then, begin coding. All right. Okay, so let me go to the HTML. So this is not HTML class though. However, I wanted to show you. So this part right here, okay, the error that was coming was from here. I didn't want to actually, get this. That's why. Now, let me just save this. You will see a difference here. You will see a difference. You see? That's the background image. I wanted to choose that background image. I wanted to show you that, we can actually change something over here, and then it would, have an impact. Now let's just say, okay, let me save. And then automatically you can say that there is the code has a reflection on this, right? Now, this part, the style sheet page, is you can, sky's the limit to it, okay? But I wanted to just show you that this is basically the background color blue, the code for blue, light blue, the sky blue, I believe. And then these are the images that I'm actually extracting. And I have a reference. This is a very simple, basic HTML file. All I'm doing is just, retrieving links to the various, professors and, faculty and everything. Some of the files I have it saved on the, let me show you here. Let me show you. All right, you see? This file, the image file, JPG, and this file, and 4 files I have it here. The rest of them, I'm actually extracting it from there. So that's, again, like web scraping. We are just retrieving the file that's available on web, and we're just showing it here. Usually web scraping means like extracting information, okay? We'll be learning all that. Do not be scared, please. Programming is very simple. Like I said, I owe all my, thanks, throughout my life to my professors. So, you know, they were, I have not been to the, you know, institution, any educational institution here like MIT or anything. I mean, like I did not go there, meaning like I've been there, but I was not a student there. However, I think my professors are on par with the best teachers of the world, because, you know, they have taught the foundation. Foundation is what you need the most, right? With that, you know, you can learn. Every day we learn new things, and, you know, today it's Python, tomorrow it could be Julia, it could be Rust, you know, it could be anything. Okay, so we have to keep on learning in this field, especially in information technology field. We have to keep on learning in any field for that matter. Okay, even doctors, you know, they have to learn, they have to know, you know, what they're doing with advancements. All right, so now let's not waste more time. Let's go to, so this is the code that would actually be running our website. I wanted to show you that from this IDE right here is, it comes along with, you know, it comes along with our Python. You know, when you install, this is by default. You don't have to go and, you know, like get anything installed separately. This comes along with that. And this is a great place to actually run your Python. You can use, like, this is like sort of like Unix, you know, how you go in there and this is your shell. You can actually type in the commands there, or you can actually run your file. So which is what we did. So we went on file and we opened a file that was already there. And this is the file I wanted to show you. This is the file, and just, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of code. Rest of the things are comments. Okay, just for us to understand. That's it. 5 lines of code in Python can actually make you get, you know, like have your own server. Isn't that amazing? And what is this? You know, I wanted to, I'm not sure if you guys know, by default, when you have any web server running, index.html would be the file that's referenced. You know, the name gets changed. If you change this, then you, okay, hold on. Let's just say rename. Okay, let's just say R. I'm just renaming. Okay, now look at this. I'm refreshing. Okay, still our server is running. However, it's not going to be referencing to the index.html. Do you get that? And this shows me from where that local host, meaning like from where it's running. So these are all the files. So this is pretty much like what you see here. So you see these files, there are no, it's no different. So localhost refers to where, from where that server is running. So I am in this directory, you know, Senthil Rose, my husband's name is Senthil, my dear husband's name is Senthil. So, you know, this is our website, and I mean, this is our directory, and these are all the files that we have, and our website, actually our server runs from here. So if the index.html is there available, it will pick for that. If not, it's going to just list all of those. Now, let me just refresh that. You see, that's the difference. Okay, so I think let's move on to the next one. Okay, let me just close this. So using this, we can actually open even HTML, and this, you know, like this is HTML saying. So this is my HTML code for index.html. So I open this from IDLE. Got it? Okay, I know this would be a little bit intimidating for, you know, like children who have not been into programming, but programming is as easy as you can think. Once you know the basics, it's like how with tables, you know everything. Once when you know, like memorize tables, then you can use it. You don't have to memorize here, just use your creativity. That's it. Let me get rid of this. Okay, I want to kill this. I can do that, or I can just say Control C. It would you know, like, or I can just look at that. This is interrupting the execution. So I just use that, or I can just close like that. Okay, you want to kill the program that's running? Okay, I don't mind. Now, see, it's trying to refresh. And there is no server, so this site cannot be reached. I hope you understand now, a little. Okay, maybe a lot. Good. All right, let me just get out of here. And what are these? What are these? The PCs. Okay, those are the the Python's Pycharm. Okay, like sort of like that's the name. So let me show you. Okay, Pycharm. Before we go in there, let me also show you. What's this? I'll get rid of that. Let's keep it as clean as possible. Okay. Now let's say we don't need that as well. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So my Pycharm is coming, and I'm also going to be parallelly. I'm also going to be opening Jupyter Notebook. So these are the other IDEs, Integrated Development Environment. So this itself is a server. Jupyter Notebook is a server. Okay, while it's coming, let me show you. When you go to command prompt, right? If it's Windows, okay. Perfect. Okay, Jupyter Notebook is quicker and faster than Pycharm. Okay, Pycharm is still opening. I mean, in my case, in my laptop that I'm showing. So let's just. I was going to show you all about this now. From the command prompt, in case I showed you from ideally, Python shell, you can actually do execute files. You can actually, like use it as a shell script. You can also use, you can open any file, you can review, that's a great tool that comes along with Python's installation. Now, how do we know, or how do we run Python from C, like the command prompt, right? From your C prompt, or, from Windows. You would just press Python, and then automatically what happens is it's also going to show you similar environment. Look at that. I have Python 3.8.4, and when was this version? July 13th, 2020, so not far from now. So it was just a couple of months back. And so this is your environment. You can also use the print hello GMORIT here, just to show you that. So these are all your different options. Okay, wonderful. Is that wonderful? Now, if you want to clear, you can just say Control. Okay, so before we move on to this, maybe we will get back to the command prompt in a little while. Let me show you the Jupyter Notebook. Okay, this in itself, this is Jupyter Notebook Anaconda. That comes as a separate installation. So, you can actually, download that. First, to begin with, I would just use any one of this. I'm just showing you, different. There are so many environments, but I'm just showing you the most popular ones. Okay. The advantage with Jupyter Notebook is, it runs on your, similar to the web server. That's the reason why I chose to show that program before getting into Jupyter Notebook. Similar to our local host, 80, right, that we were listening on port 80. Remember, I'm talking about this program that I just showed you. We can also open that with a notepad and then say this is the program, right? It's the local host. We are HTTP server on 80, similar to that always. Our Jupyter Notebook is going to be localhost 8888. And remember, when I actually renamed this, right? When I tried to rename this, automatically what happened, it was trying to list wherever the server is running, whatever is similar to that. This is these are all the files, right, that I can reference. So I'm just going here, and then I'm going to this place, and I'm going to be showing you one more interesting stuff. Okay. So please note that Jupyter Notebook's extension would be Ipynb. It's Jupyter Notebook is otherwise called as Ipython. Okay, that's why it's the extension is Ipynb. Okay, for Notebook B. Now, what is this over here? I have one line of code and it's showing something. Okay, so this again is your college, your institution. All right, let's not waste time getting in there. I wanted to just show you that using Jupyter Notebook, we can actually run, during the course, the other 6 days, right? We're going to be, running many scripts from here. From even today, I wanted to show a couple, we have 10 more minutes, I want to end the session sharp at 5:30 because I know there's going to be another online classes. Dr. Arun sir said that there's going to be one at 6 o'clock for you all. So I wanted to give you some kind of cushion in between so you can refresh. Okay, Palm, you're all, too much information you have to take from online things. So relax for some time, at least in between, like a couple of minutes before you go to the next session from 6 to 8. That's what he told me. So this is Ipython. Okay, or it's prominently called as the Jupyter Notebook, and then it comes with Anaconda. I have it linked, so even without Anaconda, you can just actually open it up like that. What happens is this is like our web server, but see, this Jupyter Notebook is running at the local host. And then that'll be the thing. If it does not come automatically, what you have to do is you need to run the Jupyter Notebook here. And like I did in the other example, I go there and then I do localhost, and 8888, and then you'll be able to see. So this is one file that you can, even though this is one line of code, you can think that this is a file. You can have n number of, things. This is another. I wanted to show you, other than this, we can also have, more code in there. This could be Python script, this could be HTML, this could be anything, but all of them can be saved in as a note. The most, advantage, the most benefit, what I would say is most advantageous thing with this is you can see the results displayed here and then it saves that, meaning you don't have to actually run it every time. So let me show you. You know what? Let's just get out of here. So this is Python, Ipython or Jupyter Notebook. Now I am going to get out of here. Let me show you another example. So this is my Pycharm. Okay. I don't want to waste time when this was opening, so that's why I wanted to show you that. So Pycharm, as I have mentioned in one of the slides, in our 11 slides that we had, first one is always the 10 slides rather. First slide is the title slide, and 10 more slides. One of the slides I had mentioned all of the IDLs, IDEs rather. IDLE is the shell script, Python shell, and Pycharm. Look at this. So I open any project. By default, I was on this project before. I wanted to show you some example. Okay, let's just say maybe this is a good example. Okay, let's just say I'm trying to run this. So basically, you can run from command prompt on Windows. If it's shell scripting, you can just, from Unix environment, if you have, mostly we have Windows, right? So you can use that, or you can use Anaconda's thing, or you can use Jupyter Notebook, or you can use Pycharm. Generally, developers prefer Pycharm. Let me run this right here. Okay, you see what is executed? C: Python 3.8 and python.exe. I told you, right? When we went on this, right? PyShell is pretty quick, so you see. I open, by default, it's going to show me this place. So this is where all my scripts, Python scripts, everything, since it's open source, you can look at the source code. Now this is just one, like cool games. Like I said, my children, I believe every children, they love games, right? So Python gaming, we'll be seeing in the last day, but this is one such program. Okay. Let's just see. What is in here? Let's see. See, Pygame. We'll be seeing that on our last day, 7th day, rather. Okay. So Pycharm is an environment where you can actually have projects, and those projects, could be multiple Python files like I have here. So this is another one in case I want to run this, I'm going to be hitting on run, and then I'm going to be choosing the trigger clock. And so this is like a clock. 5 more minutes. We got 5 more minutes. Okay, this is New York time. So it's about 5:25, right, in IST, India. Now, these are all deprecated. So since Python is just getting advanced and advanced, some of the things it's saying, please, this is a warning. It's just a warning if you want to change it, because in case, but this is not a big of deal, no big of a deal to be worrying or to be concentrating more. It's just some, an integer that's required, and then it's using float. So that's no big deal. So should we wrap up, and should we, are there any questions, or, if there are any questions, please ask the questions. If not, I can continue on for a couple of more minutes. Sir, are you there? Arun, sir? Hello, Arun, sir? Arun, sir? Are there any questions that are listed there, sir? Because I have too many things here. I'm not looking at the chat thing. So if there are any questions, we can answer, or, I can, like for 2-3 more minutes, I can show some of their code.
All right.
No questions, eh? Okay, no problem. So let's just, I want to also show you Anaconda. Okay, so these are all the IDEs, right? This will be the prompt, like our command prompt, and then this would be the navigator. It's going to take a while. So in the meantime, let me show you. Let me show you some scripts from that are inherent to Python. So it's C. Let's just. Okay. You see? So another important thing that I wanted to convey is PIP. If you want to install any, like additional package, because like I said, there are thousands of packages. So if you want to install any package, then we have to use the pip command. How did I even forget this? Let's do pip. So look at this. When you do pip, automatically what happens is this is a command, and then it's showing you install the packages and download the packages. These are all this is like sort of what all is possible with pip. So I just say install. I have already installed something, but I'm just going to give the same thing, maybe matplotlib, or let's just do numpy. Okay. So it would say See, requirement already satisfied. That means I've already. So in case you want to, I can't think of anything now that I don't have that I would be needing. So in case you want any new Python's, like package library, you actually use pip install and you give the name. Automatically, it will go and bring it. So this over here, PIPEXE. So these are all the code, okay? Let me also show you. Okay, look at this. Let me show you. This wouldn't be a good place now. Let's just show you the libraries. See, these are all the libraries. The tkinter is over here, and then the Python libraries over here. This one. This would be everything. Okay, isn't that amazing? So those of you who want to familiarize with the code, all you can do is just, don't even go anywhere. You can open any of these, like .py, and then you can be looking at the code yourself. Okay. So it's at 8 o'clock. Yes, sharp 8. Most of my webinars are so boring. It just goes on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now we are having some questions. Can we share the screen with your permission?
Yes, sir. No problem. No problem.
All right.
Finally, our Anaconda Navigator is here. So, okay, so it takes a while, so that's why I don't want to waste time. When you click on that, see, these are all the okay. Okay, so you wanted to share your screen? Okay, sir, go ahead. Let me turn on the camera. Okay. Can Python meet all the challenges of, okay, yes, it would, yes, definitely, yes. Okay, and then, okay, 3.6, yes, no problem. You can still use 3.6, but the latest one is 3.8.5. I have 4 right now, but it's 8.5, okay? And then, yes, Mr. Shubrat, yes, sir. And what else is there? Importing actually work in, yes, best language, Java or Python. I love Java. So it's kind of difficult, but please love Python. That's all I would say. There is no best, remember, there is always better. Okay, and then Jupyter Notebook could be, depends, okay? You can use Jupyter Notebook, it's more easy to begin with. So depending on Kevin Kumar, my son's name is Kevin, how nice. So yes, you can use Jupyter Notebook, or, you can also, I have a couple of, like I said, I have Anaconda here, I have Pycharm, I have Jupyter Notebook. You can use even the ideally, it depends on, what you are using it for, what's more convenient. And Akshita, my niece's name is Akshita, nice. What is that? Julep or Slack channel will be better. I'm not sure of that, my dear. I'll get back to you on this. Okay. And then how does importing actually work in Python? I mean, what do you mean? Importing means like pip. We just use that. And then, it's basically easy as that. Which is better, Pycharm, or there is no better tool. It depends on, what's more convenient for you. So like I said, some of the things, can be used easily with a Jupyter Notebook. Some of them, I try to show you almost, everything except the Anaconda Navigator. Once we're done with the questions, we can just take a look at it for a moment, if it's possible. Yes, sir. Is that it? Is that very nice question? Scraping, web scraping, Kaushik, yes. Web scraping means like getting information, like information that's freely available on the web. You can actually, like extract information from the web. We need to do that, right? Mostly. So we write code to get that. So that's scraping. I will make sure that we have some code similar to that, in the due course. Okay, is that it, sir? Are there any more questions? Could we take a moment to show my slide? My environment. Can I share it, sir? That's it. Okay, perfect.
All right.
Okay, yeah. Just I want to show this Anaconda, sir. 1 second, okay? please. Let me. Can you stop sharing, sir? Or if I share automatically, it comes, right? Let's just. I want to share my desktop. Okay, so this is okay. This is Anaconda Navigator. You know what you see here is, you know, you want to go there, Jupyter, everything is in here. Most people, even on YouTube, you know, there are pretty good, you know, like teachers, excellent teachers these days. You know, everything is online. So some of them use Anaconda, some of them use Pycharm, you know, some of them, you know, prefer Vim, you know, it depends. And so these are all the possibilities. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Again, chala santosham, you know, to see you all. Tomorrow again, we'll start sharp at 4:30, maybe 28, rather, like 2 minutes early, maybe. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for your excellent session.
Tomorrow
we will meet at the same time. Participants,
yes,
thank you all. Tomorrow we will meet exactly at 4:30. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.